What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. And we are back today with another Suicide Squad called a Justice League video. So earlier on today, Rocksteady released a ton of news regarding a massive patch and loads of juicy news on Season 1 with details on new weapons, armor and more, which we will cover now in the video. So earlier today, we got this message from Derek in their Discord. Hi everyone, it's nearly time for the Joker's big debut when Season 1 launches next week. Ahead of Season 1 going live on March 28th, there will be a patch on March 26th containing many bug fixes and gameplay improvements. So when we click on the link, we're going to be brought to this page here. And this is Season 1, Episode 1 patch notes. And guys, I'm going to say these patch notes are massive. I don't know if I'm going to be able to read them all in this video because the video will probably be about 30 minutes long. There's so much news to go through. Anyway, it starts off by saying, a dynamite performer. After his World Suicide Squad died while fighting Brainiac in an unfortunate and violently explosive fashion, the Joker is back for some interdimensional revenge. Young, energetic, and eager to make a name for himself, his new take on the iconic supervillain is just the injection of panache and insanity that this Suicide Squad needs. The Joker comes with an entirely new traversal kit, using his explosive umbrella to fly around the city in style, and hopefully in one piece. With hop, skip, and a boom, the Joker takes to the skies, launching himself head over heels towards any enemies unfortunate enough to stand in his way. Then when in the air, the Joker can unfurl his umbrella to float gently to the ground while raining explosives below, or ride on to swoop forwards at great speed, probably also while raining explosives. The Clown Prince of Crime also comes with an entirely new talent tree with three different playstyles of Jester, Firestarter and Ringmaster. Jester will see the Joker doing some crowd work, getting up close and personal and introducing Brainiac's forces to his flail and with devastating melee buffs. Firestar introduces the theme of Affliction specializations to our new characters, with the Joker having a special affinity to fire. With talents to strike the match and plenty to fan the flames, he'll be getting on with the rest of the squad like a house on fire. And finally, Ringmaster is the Joker's way of making a dramatic entrance with his frantic traversal, with ways to extend his airtime and increase his damage while airborne. This is the playstyle for a high-flying, fast-paced mobile Joker. Then it goes on to say, what's a place like you doing in a guy like this? The launch of the new season means a new Elseworld to explore during incursion and mayhem missions. Season 1 sees a version of Metropolis infected with the twisted and warped mind of the Joker, creating a darkly comic reflection of the city of tomorrow. And then we got these screenshots here that look really colourful and vibrant, but we'll be looking at some gameplay pretty soon because they did release that as well. Underneath, we're going to look at some new weapons coming, and they look good, guys. The artwork on these, the design is fantastic. Prop comedy. With increasing threats of Brainiac and his forces, the squad are going to need to improve their arsenal if they want to meet the challenge. Thankfully, Season of the Joker Episode 1 includes a litany of new Legendary, Notorious and Infamy gear set to power you up and keep you in the fight. Episode 1 will include a Scarecrow gear set with 3 twisted tiers based around poisoning the very minds of your enemies. A nightmare-inducing set that can stack fear and horror on your enemies for terrifying effects. And then underneath, we've got 3 images here of some weapons, which look really cool, sniper rifle being my favourite. And these are new Notorious items from villains including Mad Hatter, Polka Dot Man and Reverse Flash, and they will be packed with wild and game-changing effects. These new Notorious items offer exciting build opportunities. Then underneath that, this season will also see the launch of a new weapon manufacturer, Intergang, featuring close-range, high-damage weapons that shoot multiple projectiles with every shot. This manufacturer's weapons make for devastating close-quarter builds. You'll start seeing weapons of different rarities drop from this manufacturer, including some existing legendary weapons. And then we've got the 3 images of the weapons here, which, again, artistically look really decent. And then underneath that, we've got Take the Stage. This episode will include plenty of new missions for you to complete while you fight and power up. There will be a new Mayhem mission and Assault missions, as well as a new type of incursion mission, Combat Incursions. These combat-focused incursions will allow the squad to do what they do best, bash some heads together however they see fit. In Episode 1, Brainiac will be unleashing a host of new mutators, ramping up the challenge and forcing the squad to adapt to a new battlefield. Enemies will gain Green Lantern shields or even return from the dead if not handled correctly, but thankfully Brainiac's experimenting has led to some unintended side effects that may be able to help the squad. And then underneath, we've got some new seasonal cosmetics. So Season 1 will bring a host of new outfits, banners, win poses and more. The Battle Pass for the Season 1 will have a premium track and a free track, both featuring awesome outfits for the squad. Like the Wayne Tech family of outfits, this ultra high-tech set shows how the squad would look if they were suited up by Lucius Fox and features several futuristic swatches too, with Deadshot's Wayne Tech outfit being earnable on the free track of the Battle Pass alongside many of its swatches. I think all 4 of these outfits look really good, King Shark probably being my favourite. And then they talk about some of the changes coming in Season 1. They have lowered the requirements for completing the endgame introduction. So with Elseworld missions, Killing Time, and Killing Time Hardcore, they have half the Finite Crisis rank for these, which is really good. And patrol missions during the endgame now also grant 50% XP boost for 45 minutes upon completion. The boost does not stack. However, the duration will refresh if you complete additional patrols while the boost is active. The Affliction Immunity Mutator no longer requires enemies to be hit with a critical hit to remove the effect. It is now removed when enemies take any damage. The Boom Mutator no longer triggers on Shield Harvest or Suicide Strike kills, thank fuck for that. We have added several new HUD customization options that you can toggle on off. These are Health Shield Bars, XP Bar, Traversal Resource Bar, Special Abilities, Support Action, Input Prompts and Mission Objective. And they've also made changes to care packages, and clan care packages have had their rewards updated to reflect the time and effort needed to increase their tiers. I'm not going to read through all of these, but they've made some solid changes. I will be putting the link down in the description below underneath my sources bar. But they've made them a bit more enticing to do now, which is only a good thing. Enemy snipers have received some changes to slow them down a little to give the player more opportunity to deal with them. They can now also be damaged whilst teleporting. What a change, because snipers were doing my nutting, guys. I don't know about you, but they were really pissing me off. Snipers now take 30% damage while teleporting, up from 0%. Sniper teleport cooldown has been increased to 7 seconds, up from 3 seconds. Sniper teleport proximity distance decreased to 5 meters, down from 8 meters. Snipers will no longer teleport if they're on the same rooftop as the player while still being outside of teleport proximity distance. These are solid changes. Most people hated snipers. I know that for a fact. If you like them, there's something seriously wrong with you. These changes are a really good quality of life change. They also changed the assault missions to only offer legendary or notorious items as rewards upon completion and no longer epic or below. This is another quality of life change that was much needed. We don't need to be getting these rubbish rewards that really don't do anything for us. So well done, guys, for implementing that change. UI improvements have been made to stacking debuffs on enemies. These should now be more readable. Riddler trophies in scan range are now highlighted. Brainiac in Finite Crisis now takes substantially increased damage from counters. They've also lowered the target scores for rounds 2 and 3 of Penguin's Tick Tick Boom mission. And they've also updated support squad missions granting infamy sets with an improved reward flow. Players will now receive the first infamy gear piece along with a synergistic legendary weapon when completing the first support squad mission, followed by the second infamy gear piece and an additional synergistic legendary weapon when completing the second or third depending on the support squad member. Finally, the last branch mission gives both pieces their crafting recipes and one additional synergistic legendary item, plus other ones there that I haven't read out because this is just so much to get through. And then they've got the bug fixes that are going to be happening in this patch just before the Season 1 drops. And I'll tell you what, guys, they've clearly been working hard. There is so much here. So we're going to go through some of these. So start off by saying they fixed additional loading issues that would sometimes cause the player to be sent back to the seizure warning splash screen after selecting straight into the action or selecting squad. Fixed a bug that had previously locked some players out of progressing through mastery levels. Thank you. Fixed a bug that sometimes caused players to be locked out of mastery levels if the game was closed during the third incursion mission. Fixed a bug that incorrectly displayed players' statuses in the incursion mission launcher, preventing players from starting the mission. Fixed a bug that allowed players to send invites to friends while in incursion mission, which resulted in the invited player getting stuck in an infinite loading state. They also fixed a bug that caused Metropolis to not load properly after players failed to join a live session. There is so much more here as well, guys. I just physically can't go through it all. This is so much to read. But the guys over at Rocksteady have clearly had their heads down, working hard to try and improve the game for us as much as they can. So fingers crossed that everyone likes this season and it's really successful and it just elevates that game to where we all want it to be. And a couple of hours after releasing this patch, they released the Season 1 gameplay trailer. But I have to say, it just looks so cool. The Elseworld looks fun. Playing as Joker looks extremely fun. But the weapons like Two-Face, Scarecrow, Merlin, and Black Manta aesthetically look extremely pleasing, and I'm sure they're going to do some awesome damage. They're going to have some great perks. So all I can say is that it's definitely got me a bit hyped. It's definitely heightened my expectations a little bit as well. They also released this image as well, detailing what's going to be coming in episode 1 and episode 2, with the new Brainiac fight being centered around Green Lantern and Superman. But guys, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Has this made you even more hyped? Or if you've stopped playing, is this enough to bring you back from what you've seen today? Are you going to keep on giving it a chance? I hope this brings more players into the game. With a recent sale of the game and this season dropping next week, I think that's really combined well together. There have been a few more people buying it, but obviously with the issues around matchmaking and logging in, it has stopped people from actually playing the game, and rightfully so. They're a bit pissed off because it just isn't on, especially when the game is live service and it's online only at the minute and there is no offline mode. So hopefully Season 1 launches extremely smooth, but that is the end of the video, guys. Leave a thumbs up if you've enjoyed the video in any way, because it helped the video and the channel out massively. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button as well. But as always, guys, take care, and I'll see you on the next video.